going on, guys? My name is Kevin Muller. I am the film critic here at Cinephellas, and I am here to talk about my favorite films of 2023. We've made it. It's been great. It's been a long journey, and thanks for following me through me reviewing 70 something films that I had to catch up on. But without further ado, let's go with number 10. And number 10 is No Hard Feelings. I love this movie. I thought it was hilarious. My number 10 spot is usually reserved for a film that, is not high art or going to change the world. It's just something that I was entertained by. And this movie was hilarious. I actually watched this on the plane and I laughed out loud a couple of times. I think people on the plane probably thought it was crazy. Jennifer Lawrence kills it in this movie. I hope she does more comedy. She is so naturally gifted at the comedy, physical comedy, the sarcasm. There's anything comedic, she knocks it out of the park. This reminds me of like an old '90s movie. Maybe that's why I liked it so much. It's no holds bar. It's dirty. It's raunchy, and it's very sweet at its center. So number 10, No Hard Feelings. My number 9 pick is The Holdovers, and Paul Giamatti is incredible in this movie. He's funny. It's everything that he does well. He does grumpy, funny, sad. He is reuniting with his Sideways director, Alexander Payne, after 19 years. Can't believe it's been that long. Um, in this film, you got three people. Divine DeJoy, I think her name is. She won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for this one, and she completely deserves it. If you have not seen her acceptance speeches, please go and watch them. They're all inspiring. They're all different, and they all hit in different ways. The movie is hilarious. It's funny. It's well written. It's well directed. It looks like a movie from the '70s. All the cast is great. I really enjoyed this one. After downsizing, I guess which was Payne's little bump in the road, he came back very strong with this movie, and I am happy to put this at number 9. Number 8 is a movie that I liked a lot. Obviously, it made the list. Not a lot of people like this movie though. Like a lot of people did not like this movie, but for me, it's not my number 8, and it is Elemental. It is Pixar's 2023 entry. First of all, this movie is absolutely beautiful. Um, the way they animate fire, water, all the natural elements of the earth are animated so beautifully here, and it was a joy to watch visually. I like the story. The story is just basically an immigrant story between two people who are falling in love. One's water, one's fire, but you can obviously put any type of people in those positions from the history of the world or history of America. I thought it was a nice story. It was funny. And again, visually beautiful, one of the most beautiful animated films of the year. And I just really enjoyed this one. I hope Pixar nails it home with the next one. So number 8 is Elemental. Number 7 is Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon. This one was long. This was a very long movie, 3.5 hours. But let me tell you something: you get absorbed into all this. You get absorbed into the culture. You get absorbed into the story and the evil tactics done by Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio. Lily Gladstone, I had her winning the Oscar for this. She is incredible in this movie. This is her film. You follow her throughout this whole story. You see her reactions to the murder of her people around her, some including her family. It is very heartbreaking stuff. Scorsese does not pull any punches. He never pulls punches. He shows you the rawness of everything. Beautifully produced, beautifully written. Some really great supporting performances by Jesse Plemons, and Brendan Fraser pops up. Overall, it's Scorsese. What the hell do you expect? And that's my number 7 pick. What is number 6? Number 6 is The Iron Claw, a movie that was so underappreciated, kind of like came and went. And I forgot the name of the movie this year that A24 is doing. It is about a UFC fighter or martial arts fighter played by The Rock. And A24 specifically said, we're not going to basically screw this up this time. We're going to promote the hell out of this movie, unlike what they did with this movie. Everyone is great here. Everyone. Jeremy Allen White from The Bear is fantastic. I did not know Texas Tornado was wearing a prosthetic foot when I was watching him, and I loved the Texas Tornado. He was one of my favorite wrestlers growing up. You have Zac Efron. Zac Efron, if you watched a lot of these Seven Like Kevins or just overall my reviews, I'm a Zac Efron fan, and this guy is just leveling up. I can't wait to see where his career goes. This movie had a lot of dramatic elements for him to do because usually he plays the pretty boy, the comedian. He does dabble in drama a little bit, but here he just is commanding the screen. He's holding the screen. He's the heart of the movie. The story is well told, but it's very tragic, and you feel for that family. They are all world class athletes, but they lived through hell. Their father put them through hell, and the movie does not pull punches. It's raw, it's sad, and it's real. And I really love the story. I know I should probably research this a little more because there was definitely amount of a lot of things left on the writing room floor. I guess they couldn't condense into a 2-hour narrative. Anyway, please don't think that just because it's about wrestling it's stupid. No, please don't think that. This is a great movie with great performances, great writing, and overall I love this film, and that's why it's number 6. Now number 5 is something that I'm glad I watched. I said this on the video when I reviewed this film that I do similar with Kevin. I write down everything and I try to see everything. I go out of my way to see films like this because sometimes they don't work. Sometimes they're mundane and mediocre, and sometimes they suck. But then you have stuff like this. This is All of Us Strangers. You have Paul Mescal, who's going to be in Gladiator and was nominated for an Oscar for After Sun, and you have Andrew Scott, who is the lead performance of this movie. The less I say about this movie, the better, and the less you know going in, the better, because your socks will be knocked off, your feet, whatever, your shoes. It is the most basic plot I can tell you is about a gay man coming to terms with his tragic past. I thought of this movie as if Christopher Nolan directed a self-reflected movie about a gay man, because it plays with time, it plays with the unknown. You don't know what's real, you don't know what's going on is actually going on, if it's in the main character's head, who does he does dabble in drugs, but it is a fantastic movie. It is heartbreaking. We got Jamie Bell and Claire Foy also in this movie. I will not tell you who they play because I will spoil it, but they are fantastic. They work so well along with Andrew Scott, and it is shot beautifully. It's shot like a dream. It is edited so perfect. As I said, you don't know what's real, you don't know what's not, but it never loses its rhythm. It never loses its heart, and that's why All of Us Strangers is number 5. Number 4 is May December. I love that Robert Downey Jr. won Best Supporting Actor this year. The guy deserved it. He came back big. He was Iron Man, and then he basically just picked himself up and he got back and he showed the world how great of an actor he was. And he was fantastic in Oppenheimer. But the fact that Charles Melton in this movie was not nominated for Best Supporting Actor is a travesty. It is a travesty. Before award season was kind of like, is Charles Melton going to upset Robert Downey Jr.? That's how good he is. Here he is playing a man child. He's playing a man child who never grew up, who's kind of stuck in an arrested development. The movements, the everything, the overall performance is fantastic, and it really, really, really hits home when he catches his son, who is like 16 and he's like in his early 30s. There is not a large gap between the son and the father. The Charles Bronson basically becomes very, very vulnerable at points, and as the movie progresses, you keep seeing this is just a kid who got, sexualized by his middle school teacher. They got together, they got married when he was 18. They had a kid shortly after. It's gonna mess with anyone's head. It's gonna mess with a kid's head, especially a boy. He doesn't know what love is, and Melton basically is incredible. You have Natalie Portman, Julianne Moore, who equally is good in this movie. Todd Haynes did this one, and it's very soap opera-ish, but the way he does it, he just makes it sing. And there are parts of the soap opera-ish style that this film has that it's kind of funny because you have the dramatic, you know, over abundant music playing in some scenes and you're laughing, but it captures the sleaziness. This is a sleazy tabloid story done in an art house style way. And I think Todd Haynes was very aware of that. And he just did a fantastic job making this kind of like a comedy tragedy kind of thing, more emphasis on the tragedy. but I loved it. I think it was one of the best movies of this year. Obviously, it's on this list at number 4. Yes, the big green guy has made number 3, and the big green guy I am referring to is Godzilla, and he stars in Godzilla minus one. This is made by the Japanese. This is made by the people who love this character, who understand the lore. Look, I enjoy some of what America has done with this character. Mostly no, but there's some movies I'm like, okay, it's stupid, but it's entertaining. What I loved about this movie is you feel the threat of Godzilla. He destroys things in the American versions, but he just seems like a big dumb killing machine. In this one, he has substance, he has depth. I don't want to spoil it, but I love what Godzilla represents in this movie. And each time the main character thinks he's safe or out of the weeds, Godzilla comes and basically spoils the day. You have some great visual effects, and overall, people were happy. This made a lot of money. This brought Americans into the realm of the Japanese way of doing Godzilla. Part of me wants a sequel because I think the Japanese will have restraint not to make it overblown like American movies do. But part of me thinks like maybe you should just leave this alone. But Godzilla does not belong to me. I am not Japanese, and I trust the Japanese will do something even better next time with a bigger budget and more creative freedom. But for now, Godzilla number 3, one of the best movies of the year. A movie I actually gave 5 stars. And yeah, awesome movie. Go see it. Number 2. Number 2 is Anatomy of the Fall. This film won the Cannes Film Festival prize for Best Picture. And it seems now, ever since Parasite, if you win the Cannes Film Festival, you are automatically getting into the Best Picture nomination list. But sometimes I may think that okay, just because it won a Cannes Film Festival award doesn't mean it's amazing. I like Triangle of Sadness from a few years ago, but I didn't think it was one of the best movies of the year. And I think probably if I watched all the films competing for the Cannes Film Festival prize, I probably would have picked a little better film. Again, I like that film, but we're not talking about that film. We're talking about Anatomy of the Fall. It's from France, and this thing is incredible. It's a courtroom drama. It's a study of marriage, and it's an overall satisfying experience of fantastic writing, performances. I can't say enough about Sandra Hüller. I'm sorry, Sandra Hüller. She leads this thing. She was nominated for Best Actress. I personally thought she was going to be a dark horse and kind of take it away from Gladstone and Stone, but she didn't. But I wouldn't. I personally think this was the best performance of the year. It is so craft. The craft in this movie is incredible. The mystery is well done. The courtroom drama is incredible, and this the way it's staged, and you feel the intensity and the stakes in that courtroom drama. I forgot the guy's name. He was the prosecutor in the case. He is incredible. He is frightening. He is knowledgeable, but they don't make him the villain. They just make him a guy who's good at his job, a guy who is a foil to the main character. But he's not a bad person. He's just doing his job. He wants to win this case. The dog in this movie is great, and the son, who I forgot his name at the moment, he is also very good. He's 13, 14 years old. This kid is basically acting like he's in his 20s, that he's had tons of experience. This was very close to unseating number 1, but it's not going to unseat number 1. And what is number 1? Well, if you've watched the podcast, you've watched my review of this film, or you know me personally in life, the movie I'm talking about is Oppenheimer. Christopher Nolan's masterpiece. Won Best Picture, won Best Director, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, and a few other awards. I think it won 7 in all. I can't say enough about this film. It is beautifully made. I saw it 5 times in the theater. I just saw it 3 times since it's been released on DVD in full. I will basically watch scenes from this film. This film moves so beautifully, and Nolan is known for not having a straight narrative, and the way he does it in this movie is incredible. It basically is the ultimate payoff at the end, and you go back and watch the movie from the beginning, and that specific scene comes up, and it's a beautifully made film. There are so many performances in here that are incredible. Like everyone in Hollywood is in this movie. It felt like it's like, oh, he's in it. Oh, there she is. Matt Damon, Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt, Jason Clarke, Ben Safdie, who else? Florence Pugh, of course, my girl Florence Pugh. But my personal favorite performance outside of those seven is David Krumholtz. I heard Krumholtz was going to be in this movie. I was happy. Guy's likable. Guy's a great actor. I've been a fan of him since Adam's Family Values. He was the heart of this film. He provided so much depth to the character and genuine goodness to an overall crappy experience for Oppenheimer, who basically creates a weapon of mass destruction that will probably be the thing that ends the world or basically plummets it into an end of the world type scenario. Nolan, you know, I don't have to say anything about Nolan. Nolan's incredible. He's a great director. There's so much life. This is 3 hours of talking, but it just feels so exciting and fun. And I don't think that any director could have injected that into this story. The score is incredible. The cinematography, everything is great in this movie. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. I can go back and watch this movie anytime, and that is why this one is my favorite movie of 2023. Okay, so once again, we did it. We are done with 2023. Again, I'd like to thank you, the viewers, for watching me talk about film. I love film. I'm looking forward to 2024. I just recently saw A Quiet Place Day One. You can check out Logan and Henry's review on the website. Me, I thought it was great. I gave it 4.5. I think they gave it 3.5 and 4. By the way, Joseph Quinn, he played Eddie in Stranger Things. He has a role in this movie, and he's going to be in the new Gladiator coming out in November. I am excited to see where this guy goes because he was incredible in The Quiet Place Day One. Anyway, do you disagree with me? Do you agree that all these 10 are worthy of having been placed on this list? Let me know on the website, on YouTube, X, Instagram. Check us out for all the latest in movies, TV, and video games. I will now be reviewing newer things from this year. I'm done with 2023. Again, thank you very much for your time and listening. And as we say on the site, cheers.